Do you have any coins from the 1970s? Well, today we're going to be showing you what can make those coins be worth a lot more than their face values. And don't forget, guys, we are live every Tuesday and Thursday only on Whatnot doing $1 coin auctions. Most of the time, all the coins start off at $1. We auction it off, 15 seconds, sold. We move on to the next coin. And you guys can get $15 free credit right now. All you have to do is click the link below in the comments below. After you go to that link, click on that Whatnot link, and if you've never signed up for Whatnot and you download the app using my link, you get $15 credit. You can spend it on whatever you want on Whatnot. Get you some free silver coins, $15 worth of free silver. It's free. You better take advantage of it while Whatnot's giving it away. All right, guys, here we go. Welcome back to Couch Collectibles. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. As always, we're looking at some coins from 1974. We'll try to get through each coin fairly quickly here. I know some of the noticeable errors we're not going to spend a ton of time on. This is a 1974 Kennedy half dollar that has an improperly annealed planchet. You can see it there, the discoloration of the coin. It is graded by NGC, a coin grading company, and the coin ended up selling for about $140 at auction. Now this next coin is a Jefferson nickel from 1974. You can see around the rim of the coin, the lettering starts to kind of look like it's stretched out, and that is a broad strike. So the Jefferson nickel here has been broad struck. It's graded by PCGS, a coin grading company, and this coin ended up selling for $24 at auction. Now we have the same type of error here, a broad strike taking place on a 1974 Lincoln penny. This coin is the S mint mark, meaning that the coin was minted in San Francisco. And again, you see that around the rim of the coin, $77 for that penny. Moving on to a 1974 D mint mark Roosevelt dime. Looks very normal on the reverse of the coin, but as we flip the coin over, you can see it has a partial brockage. Now the coin does have some damage to it, but the Roosevelt dime still sold for $33. You know, had it not been damaged, it could have sold for, you know, even more money. But this coin is graded by Anacs, A-N-A-C-S, also a coin grading company. If you're going to get your coin graded, I would go through one of these coin grading companies, PCGS, NGC, or ANACS, which we call Anacs. All right, this next coin here is a 1974 half dollar graded by PCGS. It has a partial collar, which you can see around the rim of the coin. And this coin ended up selling for a little over $60 at auction. So not super rare, but it's a $60 coin. Better than 50 cents, right? It's face value. So here is a error taking place on a 1974 Lincoln penny. Now this coin has a die break, which we also refer to as cuds. You see that small little piece of metal down there at the bottom on the rim of the coin? That is a die break. The coin sold for $25. Now let's look at this die break here. This is a much larger one taking place on a Jefferson nickel from 1974. And typically the larger they get, the more value you can get out of them. So this one here sold for $37. And then we have an even larger example here on another 1974 penny taking place on the left side of the coin, even covering up part of Liberty there on the Lincoln penny. And this coin ended up selling for around $80 at auction. Now some of these can sell for even a lot more money. Here's another example, pretty large example on the Jefferson nickel, $84 for this coin graded at an AU50. You can see that this coin has been heavily circulated. It's not a high mint state grade. You know, it's been passed up quite a bit over the years in circulation. So this is something you definitely want to look for from the bank. Here's one more example, a die break on a nice 1974 Lincoln penny graded at a 65 red. This coin sold for $144. So some of these can even sell for thousands of dollars depending on what coin, what date, and what the condition is of the coin that the die break is taking place on. So here is a double strike. Now this is a very obvious double strike. You know, you don't have to inspect this very closely with a coin microscope or anything. So this coin sold for $336. These don't really get out into coin rolls or circulation. This would be found in a coin bag when, you know, they're going to roll up the coins, but it does make it out of the mint. All right, so here is a foreign coin from Liberia, a 1974 coin here though. And what's interesting about this is we have a couple different errors. You can see that the coin was double struck. So you see the design double struck there. You can really see it as we zoom in there on the obverse of the coin. And this Liberia coin design was actually struck on two a United States Lincoln penny planchet. So that's why you see that bronze planchet, US 1 cent bronze planchet there on the coin slab. Graded by NGC, this coin sold for $660. Moving right along to a 1974 Eisenhower dollar coin. This coin has been struck through on the reverse and on the obverse of the coin. That's why it's really faded out there around the lettering and the rim of the coin. Pretty obvious error there. This coin ended up selling for $67 at auction. All right, here we go. 1974 Lincoln penny. Looks normal on the reverse, but here on the obverse, as we flip it over, you can see it kind of looks distorted. And that's because the obverse of this coin has been struck through a capped die. So that is the mint error taking place. The coin ended up selling for $65 at auction. Something to always look for in coin rolls from the bank. Now here is an off-center error taking place that also has a blockage on the reverse of this Jefferson nickel. The coin sold for around $80 at auction, graded by NGC. Next up is a coin that some people may get confused for damage, but it's not. This penny sold for over $120. On the reverse of the coin, you can really see that it has a die adjustment strike, and it's faded out as a result of that. And then you'll also see on the obverse of the coin, it's kind of got like a textured feel to it, right? And you can kind of see those bumps and stuff, and that is a strike through error taking place. So $121 for that coin. Now here's a large indent taking place on a Kennedy half dollar from 1974. This coin ended up selling for over $400 at auction, graded by NGC. Here's another 1974 penny that sold for $144. We have a misaligned obverse die here, and it does have a finned rim. It's the S mint mark, 1974 S mint mark penny that sold for $144. All right, moving on here. It looks very normal here on the reverse of this Kennedy half dollar, but it did sell for $432 at auction because if we flip the coin over, you can see the inner copper layer of the coin because it's missing that outer clad layer. You can look for this on all kinds of different coins, not just Kennedy half dollars. So this one sold for $432. All right, we have a very obvious off-center error taking place on the 1974 Washington quarter. This coin was struck 45% off-center, and the coin sold for $94. Here's another off-center on the 1974 penny. This Lincoln penny ended up selling for $186, graded by NGC. Moving on to a 1974 Eisenhower dollar, also referred to as Ike dollar coins. This coin was struck 5% off-center, as you can see there around the rim of the coin. And this $1 coin sold for a whopping $384, graded by PCGS. Very nice price for that one. Now here is a 1974 Lincoln penny design that was actually struck onto a Roosevelt dime planchet. So we got penny design on a dime planchet, and that planchet is actually damaged or defective. So the coin ended up selling for $720 as a result of that. So pretty rare mint error there. Now, in this case, a double denomination, we have a penny design that was struck onto a Roosevelt dime. So the Roosevelt dime was already struck. It's got the dime design and the Lincoln penny design here, and this coin sold for $750. Now this next coin's pretty cool. It's actually from Canada, 1974 Canadian 25-cent coin that was overstruck on a 5-cent coin from Canada. So that is a pretty cool mint error. You can kind of see the design from the Canadian nickel as well, and it will give the coin an extreme amount of value. This mint error coin sold for over $1,000 at auction. $1,140 to be exact. Now here's a 1974 Washington quarter design that was actually struck onto a Lincoln penny planchet. So that's what will give this coin an extreme amount of value. The coin ended up selling for $840. Moving right along to a 1974 D mint mark Eisenhower dollar that was actually struck onto a Philippine 1 peso planchet. This Eisenhower dollar was actually struck on a planchet that was supposed to be a Philippine coin, right? That's why the lettering's being cut off, the design there. This coin ended up selling for over $1,200 at auction, nearly a $1,300 coin. Now this next coin here is a 1974 D mint mark that sold for over $10,000. $10,000, a $10,000 coin here, all because we have a 1974 D mint mark design, Eisenhower dollar design, that was struck onto a 40% silver planchet. Now, how in the world does this happen? Well, in 1974, for the S mint marks, Eisenhower dollar coins, those are 40% silver, so this was struck on one of those planchets. Now, the 1974 D mint mark is not supposed to be silver. So this one actually is, and that's what gives it an extreme amount of value. So always weigh your coins, inspect your coins closely. You can definitely tell this is silver. This coin ended up selling for $10,200. Here's a 1974 Kennedy half-dollar design. Now, this could easily get passed up. You can go to the bank, get boxes of half-dollar coins, or have your bank order boxes of half-dollar coins for you and search for things like this. It is a Kennedy half-dollar design that was struck onto a Taiwan $5 planchet. So this coin ended up selling for over $2,800. Nearly a $3,000 coin. Unbelievable. There's collectors out there for everything, guys. Here's a 1974 D mint mark Washington quarter that has a piece of wire or a staple or a little piece of metal there that is retained and struck through the Washington quarter. You can see by Washington's ponytail there. We have covered this coin in a previous video, but this is a 1974 quarter that sold for around $120. Here's another 1974 Eisenhower dollar. Now, you can see that this is the S mint mark. This one is actually supposed to be silver for this year in this mint mark. So they made silver and non-silver versions of the Eisenhower dollars, just as they have with the Kennedy half dollars. So this coin ended up selling for over $1,900, nearly $2,000, not because it's silver, of course, but because it was struck through a detached piece there, as you can see there at the top of the coin. Almost a $2,000 coin there. All right, here's another Eisenhower dollar coin from 1974. It is the D mint mark, and you can see on the reverse here that ripple design going through the reverse of the coin. That is a strike through error. It's been struck through reading with a partial collar. So we got a partial collar as well. So this coin ended up selling for $384. Speaking of being struck through reading, this is a really cool example of that taking place on a Kennedy half-dollar coin. This coin ended up selling for $480 at auction, struck through that reading fragment. I mean, that's pretty cool right there. All right, moving on to 1974 Washington quarter. If you looked at this quarter all day long, you could probably never figure out where the error is taking place, because this design of this quarter was actually struck on an underweighted planchet. So this only weighs 4.7 grams. As you guys know, quarters from 1974 are supposed to weigh 5.67 grams. So this is about a gram off here, and this coin sold for around $70 at auction. So always weigh your coins as well. I have coin scales, coin microscopes, all available at the link in the comments. I have all kinds of coin products, coin supplies, coin collecting supplies, metal detecting stuff in that link. Click that link, scroll down, you'll find all my social media on there, all kinds of cool products for you guys to purchase. So feel free to check that out. Get your Christmas shopping early, guys, because you guys know how shipping is the closer we get to Christmas. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Feel free to check out the videos to the left of me. And until tomorrow, I'll see you guys in the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.